What's up? It's Crashband 4, the Functional Brother here, and I want to talk about something very important. I want to talk about how Nintendo is what they're doing with the whole killing games thing. Like, why is Nintendo and Sega supporting this? You know, Nintendo is always going after ROM sites and emulators, and Nintendo has banned Switch 2s because people uh used the MIG on it, the MIG cartridge on it, right? So pretty much they don't want to people to pirate, but then they support killing games, which wants to force people to to destroy their physical games. Nintendo, what you're doing is so stupid, and honestly, it's very, it's very contradictory. Here's the thing, okay? If you want people to not pirate your games, here's a tip: let them keep their physical copies. That's it. Let them keep their physical copies, and here's the thing: and people will be fine with not pirating. They'll be fine with that, you know. But the thing is, if you take away people's rights to have physical media, the only thing that's gonna do is it's gonna make people pirate your games. That's exactly what's gonna happen. People are gonna pirate your games. I mean, trust me. People are gonna pirate a lot more now. Because of this, more people are gonna pirate. You know, more people are gonna pirate. They're gonna get the games, and they're gonna ignore you, Nintendo. And yeah, the only thing you're doing with this is encouraging piracy. Same with you, Sega. Both of you should be ashamed. Shame on both of you, really. Both of you should be ashamed for this shit, really. Like, you know, like, and because of this, I'm not gonna get the Switch 2 nor the games, especially first party games, new. Okay, and also another thing, the cartridges. Why did Nintendo, you know, Nintendo did not. This proves that Nintendo learned nothing from the N64. Nintendo learned nothing. They learned nothing from the N64. So pretty much, Nintendo's only gave the third party developers a 64 gigabyte cartridge as an option. You have to have 64 gigabytes. You can't have lower. Doing this is a dick move, and doing this, in the N64, how they made cartridges, they used cartridges, and remember, Square Enix told them, Nintendo, make it have discs, okay? If you don't have discs, then the next Final Fantasy will not come to your console. And what happened? They released Final Fantasy 7 on the PlayStation 1. Not N64, no. PlayStation 1. Why? Because it had discs. Because there, they were able to get the vision. They were able to put the vision on that system, right? And yes, here's the thing. Yes, it is true that the Switch 2 will be able to play a lot of games, right? But think about this. Here's the thing. If Nintendo continues to not allow third party developers to have more options when it comes to cartridge space, I'm telling you right now, a lot of companies might not even make games for the Switch 3 for that if this happens. If Nintendo continues doing this, a lot of companies might not make games for the Switch 3. Just not want to because of this bullshit. Really. Or another day they might just make it all digital. And this is so stupid that Nintendo's pushing this, forcing digital on us, not pushing it, forcing it down our throats when it comes to third parties. What Nintendo's it's so weird to me that not weird, but it's so awful that Nintendo does this. But I'm being honest, it's not that that surprising, considering that Nintendo has a long history of doing this kind of like really slimy shit. Like in the '90s, Nintendo made told publishers that they made a rule. Okay, if you ever make games for the Sega Genesis, you are not allowed to work for Nintendo ever. If you do that, nope. You can never work for Nintendo ever if you do that. You can't work for Nintendo ever if you do that. And also, Nintendo made they actually removed Sega Genesis systems from stores. They forced stores to remove Sega systems. They forced them. Like Nintendo is so damn out of touch. And again, they learned nothing from the N64. The N64, and that's really surprising, and that's honestly really horrendous because the N64 is literally Nintendo's biggest failure. I really mean that. The Wii U is not Nintendo's biggest failure. The biggest failure is the N64. Easy N64, easily. Wait, why? Because here's the question: why did the GameCube fail? Oh, because they didn't have a DVD. No. Because of the N64. Why did the Wii U fail? It was because it was underpowered. Why was it underpowered? Because of the failure of what? The N64. That's the reason why the Wii U failed. The Wii U failed because the GameCube failed. Why did the GameCube fail? Because of the N64. Nintendo messed up in that era, and people did not want to, people did not trust Nintendo as much. People lost faith in Nintendo. That's what happened. It's all because the PS1 was top dog. Some people put up pictures of N64 games and they say, oh, remember who won the console war, and they put up N64 games. It's like, and when I see those posts, I have to facepalm because Nintendo did not win the console war in that era. Sony won. Nintendo lost. The N64 era is the era that Nintendo lost the most. They lost that era. They lost. They completely lost. Really. On the N64, the amount of great games in the N64, I could count them in two hands. And that's not good. If you could count the amount of great games on the system with two hands, that means that system is probably complete bullshit. It's probably utter trash. If that's the case. I remember when the Wii U first came out, it was New Super Mario Bros. U should have been a warning sign for me not to get a Wii U because, New Super Mario Bros. U, I remember I kept thinking to myself, why is this a launch game? Why? Usually they have a big launch game for it, and the Wii U had the most unsubstantial launch game. Mario Kart World is more substantial than whatever New Super Mario Bros. U is. New Super Mario Bros. U. I mean, here's the thing: New Super Mario Bros. U, it would have been a fine for a second year, maybe even a third year game, But for the release year, for the launch game, no, that's just unacceptable. After Mario 64 and Luigi's Mansion and Twilight Princess and Wii Sports, this is what you get. It's really a shame. Nintendo's a big shame. The N64, the Wii U, and the Virtual Boy and the Switch 2, big disappointment. Switch 2 was utter trash. It's terrible. It's garbage. The GameCube's not garbage though. I have a lot of good memories of the GameCube. By the way, the GameCube had the best first party games of ever on Nintendo. It has the best first party game lineup. of all time for Nintendo. You know, and I really mean that. The best of all time, for sure. Because because the game team had all these different games, and all of them are great quality. They were amazing. You know, it's not like you know what I mean. Like you know what I mean. You had a Donkey Kong Donkey Kong Konga, and you had Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. You had that, and like you had a one great Donkey Kong game, and you had one great Mario Kart Double Dash game. One great Mario Kart game with the Mario Kart Double Dash. It's not like now where we get one great Donkey Kong game and one awful garbage Mario Kart game. Nintendo, you need to make things better, man. Every single thing. Everybody's hoping for you. Nintendo people want good games now. And they want to keep their games, okay? We want to keep the games, okay? Okay, I go to the store, I pick up the Switch games, I get as many Switch games in my hand. I'm grabbing as many Switch games as I could possibly carry. Okay, I'm getting Final Fantasy, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, the next Smash Brothers, the next Mario, the next Kid Icarus, the new Kirby, all those games. I want to keep them. I don't want them to like remove it from my account or remove it, force me to destroy it. This is garbage, Nintendo. What you're doing with this physical games is the worst thing you've ever done. It's complete garbage that you're supporting this bullshit. This stupid, idiotic. It's so dumb. Like, I'm being honest, it's dumb. Like, the only thing it does, it's only gonna hurt you. It's not gonna hurt us, okay? What's gonna happen is that a lot of people, another thing, I'm not gonna pirate, but people are gonna pirate. They're gonna pirate games, stuff like that. It's only gonna hurt you. It's not gonna hurt us. It's not gonna hurt us, So yeah, Nintendo, keep doing this and watch your first-party games fail. Watch your next Mario Kart game flop. Watch your next Mario game be complete and utter failure. A big failure for the Mushroom Kingdom plumber. That would be something that's so epic, and it's so epic that I can't even wrap my mind around it. Okay, this kind of thing is complete crap. Okay, with Mario and Peach and new Donkey Kong design, Seth Rogen, DK, and who supposedly Donkey Kong the Third's father, but he never met his son. He never met his son at all. Deadbeat, complete deadbeat. And you have Kid Pauline. People making posts about Pauline being hot and Bonanza. That's just weird, guys. The people who do that are weird. You're weird. You're weird. You're really weird, bruh. And then you have people talking about like DK ice cream or something. What? DK ice cream? Why would you want DK ice cream? Why would I want DK ice cream? Like, people are saying, we need to have a DK ice cream for the movie. Why? And also, what movie? Donkey Kong doesn't have a movie yet. People saying Donkey Kong Country should have like ice cream or something. Why? Why would you want that? After the cartoon, and the cartoon, and also the extremely racist DK 64 and stuff like that. Like, for real, it's great that the new Donkey Kong games have any of that bullshit. No DK rap. No multiple playable characters with and most importantly, no mini games. Okay, no mini games. I do want multiple characters in the future, but the game should be made around what all the characters can do, not what one character could do. I mean, not what all of them can do. It should be consistent. The game could be consistent between all the characters. Okay. Big consistent Nintendo. Okay. Back in the N64 era, you made cartridges. People were able to keep them. Make two cartridges that we can keep. Okay, make it be bigger cartridges, or make it be smaller cartridges, depending on what the third parties want. Okay, if you do that, we can have the Switch 2, and you can have your cake and eat it too, and it'll be all okay with me. Hopefully the next Pokemon game is a banger, and yeah, I'm excited for DK Bonanza. So yeah, and hopefully get an open world Crash game. You know, an open world Spyro. Crash Ben 4 out.